This channel and its videos are intended for general audience. Murdoch's morning kippers. Henry, the big green engine, pulls the Flying Kipper. It is one of his favourite jobs. He likes the morning chill and the crisp sea air as he collects his fish train from the docks. But one day, Henry had boiler troubles. His fire wouldn't light due to the damp cold weather, and he was starting to run late. "Please, fireman," he grumbled, "get my fire lit soon. I don't like running late, and it is quite uncomfortable." The fireman worked as hard as he could, but it still wouldn't light. Then Sir Topham had arrived. "Henry, you are running late. Why are you still in the sheds?" he asked. His driver walked up. "We're trying to light his fire, but it's just too cold and wet to grab the coal," he said. Sir Topham Hatt pondered. "I guess I'll have to find another engine," and he sped away. Sir Topham Hatt walked quickly to the sheds at Vickerstown. "Wake up, Murdoch. Henry's having trouble with his fire, and I'm needing you to take the Flying Kipper right away." Murdoch was still groggy as he agreed to board the train. He yawned big as he left the sheds. Murdoch slunk down the main line towards the docks. He was still very tired as he came closer. Luckily, he was awoken by the salty air and the loud noises. He quickly backed down on the vans and sniffed. "Phew! Let's get this job over with," he puffed. Murdoch was starting as the guard blew the whistle. Murdoch stopped. "You're not ready yet. We're still loading the vans," called the dock worker. So Murdoch sat with the noises of ships, seagulls, men yelling and clanking cranes surrounding him. Finally, after the last door banged and the guard blew the whistle again, Murdoch, nearly vanishing in steam, roared out of the docks. The railway was quiet and the lines were clear. The signals were all green as the sun was just rising. He was going along well until he reached Vickerstown station. He had to stop at a red signal to let another train come through. Finally, the signal clicked and Murdoch heaved towards the mainland. Murdoch puffed over the Vickerstown bridge and disappeared into the fog. Later that morning, Murdoch came back to Sodor and went to the sheds to rest. But as he backed into the shed, the yard was busy and the station was loud. "Can you please shut those coaches more quietly? I'm trying to get a rest," he snapped. Rosie just ignored him. He tried and tried to go to sleep, but it was no use. Murdoch later had to take a slow goods train to Navford. He hated collecting the trucks, and he was still tired, and every time he stopped, he would doze off. By the time he reached Navford, he left his train and was so tired he fell asleep under the coal hopper. The yard manager misjudged the position Murdoch was facing, pulled the lever, and coal rumbled out all over him. "Whoa, what's happening?" he called. The manager ran up. "Whoops, sorry, I thought you were wanting coal," he said. Murdoch rolled away to find another spot to rest. After his miserable day, he went to the docks again to pour the kipper. This time, he waited for the vans to be coupled up, and after a while, he was ready to go. Then there was trouble. Murdoch pulled the train until he ground to a halt. He had burst his safety valve after the coal had knocked it loose. Murdoch couldn't move. Then he heard a familiar whistle. It was Henry. "Oh, Henry, I'm glad to see you. I burst my safety valve and I can't pull your train," said Murdoch. Henry smiled and coupled up to Murdoch and the train. He waited for the guard to blow the whistle, and when he did, Henry strained away, pulling Murdoch and the Flying Kipper. Murdoch was happy Henry had come to his rescue, and he shunted Murdoch into the sheds and pulled the kipper to the mainland. Murdoch was happy to be at the sheds and fell quickly to sleep.